Welcome to Shout It Out. This is the home of motivational and inspirational voices. This is where we bring people of diverse backgrounds coming to tell their stories, their journeys of where they are, how they started life, where they are now and where they're going. But above all, the key thing is what they're doing in the community. And our guest today has a great story to tell. She's doing amazing things in the diaspora and in Sierra Leone. Our guest is none other than Isatta Sisay Jalloh. Welcome to the show, Isatta.
Thank you.
Good. Fantastic. I'm always glad when I bring people that are doing fantastic things in the world. And one of them is sat right next to me, Isatta. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Shout It Out.
Thank you.
We've been following you for a little while, Isatta, and we're really encouraged and touched by what you do. But we'll get to that. But what we normally do is, as a start, the audience normally want to know, who is Isatta? Where's Isatta from? What is she doing? And things like that. So I'll hand it over to you, Isatta.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me here.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
On Shout It Out. So Isatta is a lady who was born in the UK,
Fantastic.
but then moved back to Sierra Leone at an early age and grew up there partially. Originally, we are from Senegal and Mali. As Madingos. And came back to the United Kingdom to further my education and specialized in oncology, in end-of-life care, as well as just doing so many things around from a philanthropy point of view.
Well, fantastic. That's amazing. Right. So growing up in, born in the UK, growing up in Sierra Leone, how was growing up for you? Was it challenging or was it straightforward? What challenges do you have as a teenager growing up in those countries?
Well, you're kind of caught between both worlds, really, isn't it? You're quite westernized, but at the same time, you have to pay attention to your African culture and tradition.
Correct.
So that in itself, sometimes, as much as you're getting the best of both worlds, can also be quite challenging and conflicting, especially when it comes to your religion, your tradition, and your culture.
Correct.
So that, but it also helps you to define who you are and keep you in the straight and narrow. I wouldn't really say I was exposed to much challenges because of where we lived and how we grew up, really. So, but yeah, got the best of both worlds, I would say.
Both worlds. Fantastic. No, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard. You're born in one country, grew up in another country, and now you're living in another. It all makes creates a good image. Right. So how or when did your career path is, because you're a director in the Nursing Association? Yeah. So how or when did you decide that's the path you wanted to follow, to become, to care, in the palliative care and things like that?
I think caring has always been a part of parcel of my life. My parents, God bless their soul, were always caring people. My mom herself trained many years ago in the United Kingdom as a midwife and a nurse. So I've always grown around parents who were generous, who gave. And so I wanted to be a medical doctor. But then through a lot of researching and also spending time with clinicians, I decided actually they don't have as much time on their hands in terms of creating that dialogue and relationship between themselves and their patients. And so I opted for nursing. And then through my training and my career, I then realized actually I wanted to be a cancer nurse, not only because of my experience whilst working as a student, but also because I started losing family members to cancer. And also losing my dad to motor neuron disease also kind of left me very helpless at that time, because I was doing my first degree at that time, which was not in nursing. So I wanted to be able to help Seeing how he was helped, how he was nursed, I just wanted to do that to other people.
Okay.
So that's how my career journey started.
Yeah.
From a leadership perspective, I think I was blessed because other people saw it in me.
Okay.
I never really took notice initially, and other people kind of drew my attention to it and started just guiding me and supporting me up until where I am today as a director of patient services.
Oh wow, that's a big title there.
Yeah.
Director of Patient Services.
Yes.
Congratulations, you deserve it because you work very hard. So from what you've just said, the turning point in you following this career path was family members dying as a result of cancer.
Yes.
You know, and how did you birth the health show partnership program?
Okay. How was the health show born? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So about 7 years ago,
Okay.
Our community here in the UK, as in our Sierra Leonean community, I wasn't really that connected with them.
Okay.
Very quiet. I grew up in North London.
Okay.
But then I came to South London, and then I met very good people, nice people.
Yeah.
One of them is known as DJ Little.
Okay.
His real name is Abdul Wahab Sisay. And then we got talking, and then he realized what I did. And at the same time, there was lots of people dying in our community.
Okay.
And once they die, we will then find out that they died of cancer or other health issues or conditions that nobody knew about until they died.
Yeah.
So he was able to convince me to start just sharing my knowledge and talking to the community through a live program that he did on Facebook called Diaspora Voices.
Yes, I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, and then following on from there, I also got involved with Sierra Gem TV media, and then also just kept being exposed to the community by another brother of mine, Tala. So that's really how the health show was born.
Okay.
We started talking to people, and then I realized when I went to events, functions, people came towards me and say, "You're Isatta, aren't you?" I said, "Yeah." You know the one that does that show? I'm like, "Yeah." And then they'll be like, "Thank you. Thank you so much."
Wow.
And then people just started calling and reaching out and saying, "I have this," or "My family member has this. What do I do?" And so on and so forth. So that was how the health show was born.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing because what you've just shown there, the knowledge and information you've acquired through your studies, because you studied at Oxford University.
Well, I did a leadership program at Oxford University. I've studied at various universities, including Westminster, Southampton, and London School of Tropical Hygiene. So I did my leadership program at Oxford University.
Yeah. I mean, these universities you're calling, these are quite high-profile university. So technically what you've done is the knowledge you've acquired at different places, different universities, you've sort of implemented them in the health show, and you're making drastic impact in the life of people in the diaspora as well as people in Sierra Leone. So you're also involved in palliative care.
Yes.
Give us a little nugget on that.
So palliative care is basically where you've been diagnosed with a life-threatening or life-limiting illness. Okay. And that illness is not curable, but it still can be treated. So you could still have some form of treatment. Okay. However, sometimes those comes with challenges, and so that is where palliative steps into it, where we're there to soften any symptoms that you're experiencing, be it pain, be it things like nausea and vomiting, being psychological support. All those kind of aspects is what palliation. So the word palliation, we're palliating your symptoms. And then at the back end of that, you've obviously got end of life. Now, some people, when they're dying, they die very peacefully with no symptoms or no issues or cause for concern. Others will die with some form of challenges, whether it's spiritual challenges, whether it's physical symptoms. So again, that's where palliative comes in, and we support with that and make sure people's wishes are met. People have those difficult conversations about what the future holds and what their wishes are, and also putting their house in order. Yes.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. I mean, stuff you're doing is because things like this, it's not everyone that would take it upon themselves to do.
Yes.
You know. Moving on with the health show in general, you carry out a number of fundraising events.
Yes.
And you are doing big things overseas. So at what point did you think, let me start doing things, for example, in Sierra Leone?
Well, in 2019, I picked up a fundraising that a lady was doing through her foundation called Thinking Pink, Breast Cancer Foundation. I picked up this fundraising, and then I contacted her. We spoke about it. And then I traveled to Sierra Leone that year, that Christmas. And then she opened her doors to me, and I was able to assess quite a lot of women there who were waiting to be seen, whether to do some breast examination just to see if they have any lumps or cysts or so on and so forth. And then I bumped into a young girl who had really, really enlarged breasts, and they said she had cancer, and I'm like, well, she's too young to have cancer. Breast cancer. She's only 16. What's going on? So we went through all the process. Again, they couldn't afford money to do any reduction or mastectomy for that matter. So I fundraised, got the money whilst I was there on holiday.
Wow.
And then she went for surgery. So when I went to visit her, the ward she was on as an inpatient, I was really taken aback. I was really, really shocked and taken aback in terms of the condition of the ward. And so I spoke to one of the lead medical doctors, and he made the suggestion that adopt this ward, and you would be able to make greater impact rather than fundraising for individual treatments. If you create this environment, make it fit for purpose, then it will support more and more people. So that's how that started. And then we did a massive fundraising with support again from Diaspora Voices, Sierra Gem Media, lots of friends, lots of alumni and organizations. And we raised money, and then we refurbished that ward in 2021. So through that as well, as I said, I'd always been doing these health show, talk shows. And then we decided to bring it to the people in terms of face-to-face rather than virtual. And so we started the Learn and Dine events, which we've recently just had one. So, so people pay for that, and so the proceeds of that then goes to the sustainability of this ward back in Sierra Leone.
That is amazing. I'm going to get the engineer to play a clip. Let's have a look at one of the clips of the ward.
Everyone, this is Isatta Sisay Jalloh again from the health show. What is how many months now? October, November, 2 months into the new one too. I'm back visiting, and it's amazing. It's just like it was, like we left it. So it's so amazing. Surprised the nurses this morning. They didn't know I was here, and so I'm here to give them just a little bit of Christmas token, you know, as I promised them from time to time. They'll get their stipends, we'll check on them and make sure everything is going okay. We sort out what we sort out. Unfortunately, senior sister is not here, but second in command is here, Miata. So, on behalf of the health show, just want to give you all that. Lady student nurse, I know you know me there for the counts, but here we go. You know, this is my love. You know, and the registry, two of you, right?
Yeah.
Two of you and Mohammed. Okay, I'll give it for you, Mohammed. Okay. So thank you so much. And stuff. And I want to say something. Okay.
On behalf of your two and sister, I want to appreciate thank you for it for me. Thank you so much, Mrs. Jalloh. May God bless you. And where they contribute to the show. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And we really appreciate you. Like, don't commit to us, we will maintain the word and we will continue for that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. God bless.
Wow, that is amazing, Isatta. You know, I'm lost for words because it's not every day we see people like yourselves that take it on them to actually do charity fundraise events to help other people. Normally these days, as you can see in the world, it's all about me, me, me. So hats off to you. And we pray that you carry on doing what you're doing because it's making a big difference and transforming lives. Right, moving on swiftly. I hear you're an MC as well. From the nursing, palliative care, now to MCing.
Yeah.
So how do you do all of these things?
Through the grace of God.
Great, I like that.
Through the grace of God.
Right.
Yeah. So that's how I do all these things.
So
to
the
be honest.
the MCing, is it at parties, weddings?
The MCing is across, really.
Yeah.
It could be either health related events. It could be weddings, christenings, birthdays, fundraising events, dinner and dances, and so on. So yeah, it's
Wow.
across, really.
That is amazing because you seem to be multi-skilled and multi-talented. And you're actually putting into practice your God-given talents in various places, making differences in people's lives. So what is the future for the health show and the future for Isatta?
Well, the future for the health show is really to continue growing,
Okay.
continuing to make meaningful impact
Yeah.
in people's lives, both here in the diaspora.
Correct.
I think if people saw the picture, the photo that was shown,
Yeah.
it's not just about Sierra Leone, it's also about our communities here
Correct.
in the UK and across the world.
Yeah.
Raising awareness. I focus a lot on cancer, but also I do a lot around health and well-being and different health conditions.
Yeah.
So it's really about doing more. And for Sierra Leone, really the vision for the health show is to be able to have its own unit.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, that's an amazing one.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And for Isatta, I think for Isatta is making sure I utilize myself as a vehicle to ensure that these things that the health show wants comes to fruition.
Correct.
So that's really it for Isatta, because for me that would be a very meaningful legacy
Okay.
to leave behind.
Amazing, Isatta. So,
Yeah.
if people are watching now, they've been touched by what you've shared, what you're doing. I know your website should be on the screen. How else can they get in touch with you if they want to partner or sponsor what you're doing?
They can find me on Facebook, they can find me on Instagram, they can find me on my website, or they can just contact me via my number.
Okay.
My number is very out there. I can read it out now.
Yeah,
it's,
you can. Read it. Go for it.
+44 77 270 20301. And don't hesitate to reach me. You can reach me via WhatsApp or just regular landline or mobile telephone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Amazing, amazing. So you had a very interesting show last week.
Yeah.
I caught the back end of that. One of my good friends was a guest there. Shout out to Dr. Ahmed, doctor to you.
Yeah.
So it was very interesting. So in a few sentences, how can you summarize that show? Because a lot was said there.
It was quite phenomenal. It was amazing and electrifying.
Yeah.
And I mean, the spread of knowledge and information and experience was just unsurmountable.
Yeah.
We talked about cancer, we talked about autism, we talked about mental health, we talked about men's health. Wow. I think that was the highlight of the day. And then
that's the part I caught on.
Yeah, we talked about women's health. So we talked about menopause and so on and so forth. It was really, really good, and the feedbacks I've had so far have been really, really positive and quite touching.
Okay.
You know, and motivating. Yeah.
No, it was an excellent show, as I said. Yeah. I caught the back end of that, and it so happened I logged in when Dr. Ahmed was actually doing his part on the men's.
Yeah.
It was very interesting. Well done, Doctor. So are these your, what are these?
So these are the programs. So we started, as I said, we take feedbacks very seriously, and then we try to grow on a yearly basis or events by events. So when we celebrated our 5th year, that was in 2023, we put together a program booklet that people can take away and they can read. It's all to do with the moderators, the MCs, the speakers, as well as giving them updates about what the health show has done for the last year or so.
Yeah.
So this one was in 2003, and this one was just this one gone this Saturday.
Yeah.
So yeah, and acknowledging the sponsors and just showing what we do, because sometimes we know information sometimes can be quite overloading.
Correct.
And so when people take this home in their quiet moment, they can read more, and my contact details are there as well. They can reach out if they need to. Yeah.
So can I have one of them? Let me just
this is for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So people out there, that was the show. If people, would this be on the website? If people want to sort of read through?
Yes. It will soon be. If it's not already on, it will soon be.
So you guys can have a look there and browse through and see the fantastic stuff Isatta is doing. Right. How many years has the health show been going for? I should have asked this at the start.
7 years.
7 years?
Yes, 7 years.
Wow, so you've pioneered year after year, and you're seeing yourself growing, you're making differences in people's lives, transforming lives.
Yep.
And now you actually have awards in a hospital.
Yes.
That we just saw in the clip there.
Yes.
Is that named after you?
It has now been named. It has been named the Health Show Award.
Really?
Yes.
Fantastic.
It has been named the Health Show Award. I've not made much fuss about it, but when I go this December, God willing, I will make a fuss about it.
Good. No, that's amazing. That's amazing, because I have people. I was talking to the team when I told them that Isatta is coming. Isatta, is coming on the show. They were asking. They know other people that do similar things that want to sort of replicate what you've done in their individual countries. Yeah. And I guess the best thing is for them to get in contact with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, there has to be partnering.
Yeah.
It has to be a collective effort.
Cool.
You have to collaborate.
Yeah.
I can't take all the credit all by myself. I've got lots of strong people around me, including my husband, my family, and my good friends, and just people who believe in what I'm doing and are passionate and share the vision and the mission that we have. So it is a collective effort, and you have to listen to people.
Yeah.
But with everything, you need one person to be the driving force.
Correct.
That is me, and then I need many, many hands to ensure the wheels keep turning.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah.
Isatta needs many, many hands to ensure the wheels keep turning. So for those of you that have been watching out there, you've heard Isatta's story, how she was born in one country, raised in another, living in another, and she took upon herself to do what she's doing. She wanted to be a medical doctor, but then because time is the greatest resource we have. Yeah. Because of time, she switched it over to being a nurse, and out of that birth the health show that is doing amazing things in the diaspora as well as overseas in Sierra Leone. And now, not only is she doing well, she's even been allocated a ward in the hospital that's actually named after the show. So I just want to encourage people out there, if you have things in your heart that's burning, you want to transform and make a difference in people's life, reach out there, do something. If you cannot do something and you want to partner with people like Isatta on the health show, feel free to get in contact, because I'll tell you something. This is a global village. The whole world is a global village. We all work as one, trying to help each other, alleviate a number of things, sicknesses, poverty. But we can't do it on our own, as Isatta has said. We can only do it together. So Isatta, I just want to thank you for availing yourself to come and speak to the audience today. And we pray that everything goes well with your new venture with the health show. Just in 2 seconds, what would you say to the audience?
I just want to say thank you so much for listening. Please share, as well as contact me if you need to. And remember, we're all in it together. It's a global village. Let's go out there and help and support humanity.
Till we meet again, ciao. Look after yourselves.